Welcome to Friday Night Football on the ISC Sports Network. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first. Mulberry Telecommunications, the best gig in town. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. Frankfurt Eagles, post 976, people helping people. And the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. Welcome to the Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first pregame show. I'm John Natali alongside the coach, Dale Carlson. And Dale, bacon tastes delicious no matter how it's cut or presented. Thinly sliced, chunked, crunchy, or chewy. There's really nothing better than bacon. Add football into the mix, and you have a small-town Indiana rivalry with its own unique flavor. Now, this is the annual Bacon Bowl, contested between the Carroll Cougars and the Delphi Oracles, entering its 31st year, and brought upon by the pork producers with Indiana Packers in Carroll County. They wanted to turn this into an annual rivalry game. It's been since 1972. What are we looking at tonight?
Well, you know what? You've got to love rivalry games, and I've had an opportunity to coach in a whole bunch of those, whether it was for a trophy or two teams that were just up the road from each other, and it always brings a little bit more of excitement to the game. You know, there's that coaching cliche that you throw out records. I'm not so sure that's necessarily what's going to happen tonight, but we've got two very different types of football teams. You've got Delphi, who's going to spread you out, wants to throw the football. They're going to live and die with the pass. Carroll is going to run the football at you. And so you want to be able to figure out, can we throw, can we run, who's going to control the line of scrimmage, and I think those are going to be some things to look at.
Coach, let's take a first look, brought to you by the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. The big deal is 0-3. Tell me about that.
So the senior class for Delphi is 0-3 in the Bacon Bowl, and they would love to win that trophy, that skillet, and bring that home to Delphi for the first time in their high school football careers. And I think, you know, when you've got a senior class that's that motivated, you could very well potentially, I want to say pull off an upset, but pull off a win in this. Plus, that then would make the series tied at 21 apiece. So this is a big night for Delphi.
Let's move on to our keys to victory. Dale, I know you got a couple of them. Brought to you by Tier 1 Meat Company, where every cut is elite and every customer is family. What's she cooking up?
So I alluded to this a little earlier about the line of scrimmage. You know, you've got Carroll, who wants to run the football. It's going to be very important for Delphi to control the line of scrimmage, not allow Carroll to rip off chunk runs. The second thing is McAtee, the Caden McAtee, quarterback for Delphi. He wants to throw the football. If Delphi is going to have success, they've got to keep McAtee upright. They've got to keep the pass rush off. He's got to be able to complete some passes. And then the third thing is the Delphi defense has got to stay awake. Carroll's going to pound, and then all of a sudden they move the pocket, quarterback sprints out, they play action, and hit you with a big pass play. So the Delphi defense has to stay awake and not get lulled to sleep by the run, give up some big plays in the pass game to Carroll.
We want to thank our officials for this evening. Brought to you by Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, where recycling makes sense. And once we get the coin toss here, we'll be able to identify who our starting lineups are, and we'll bring those to you shortly.
And now let's see if, you know, of course we don't have a microphone down there, but I used to always say tails never fail, so it'd be interesting to see if Delphi called tails here. Of course, we'll never know that.
Coach, is there an over-under on how many coin tosses you've won?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I just told the captains, go out and just call it, and there we go. But Delphi won the toss and declined. And, you know what, I'm kind of a little surprised by that because of the fact that they've given up some points and some yards. I'm not so sure I'd want to give Carroll the ball to start if I had that choice.
Very commending gesture. As you can see the young man there. It almost looks like a tank. I mean, he's probably barreling over people in the classroom, but a very respectful gesture, not only from the Carroll side, but Delphi as well. Went over and shook the young man's hand, so that's a great sight to see. And we are just about underway at Lambert Field in Flora, Indiana, is the technical term for this. Coach, this is kind of cool. It's not just a rivalry game, but this is kind of for the county in essence.
Yes, it is. You know, you've got got teams that are this close and have been able to play a series that is as tight as it is, it's always a great game, and it always means a lot, not only to the players but to the communities, to the fans that are there, and I think we're going to see some good high school football tonight.
It's a great Hoosier Heartland Conference matchup. Carroll currently sitting second, 1-0 in the conference, a 2-1 overall, and Delphi at 6, 0-1 in the conference, does have that one win, but still 2 losses. And Delphi will kick. That means the Cougars will start on offense and the Oracles on defense. And we are underway in Flora. Short kick and fielded about the 17. Makes a move to the inside, comes towards us, and then gang tackled by the team in white. And we'll get our first offensive star. Let's set the Delphi Oracles defense. It's going to be in the corner offense for the Cougars. It'll be Cale Peters at quarterback. In the backfield, Aiden Wiles and Landon Hammond. Emery Deaton, Brody Ray, Cohen Anthony, and Carter Altick are your receivers. And down in the trenches, it'll be Travis Tiddensman, Kingston Ayers, Aiden Handy, Avery Dyer, and Aiden Pearson. Carroll clad in that classic blue and white. And all white uniforms. Almost look like the Color Rush uniforms in the NFL. Handoff straight up the middle. And that was Peters. And he's tackled. Let's set the Oracles defense. In the backfield, it's going to be Joshua Reynolds, Mason Smith, Logan Smith, and Caden McAtee getting the start over Wyatt Tudor. Had an injury, so he's out for this evening. In the linebackers, Keegan Elliott, Noah Hutzel, Gavin Michael, and Weston Brown. And then the 3 up front, Isaiah Frost, Ethan McElrath, and Jas Fosnacht. Just underway here. There's a toss to the outside. That's Wiles. Has a little room. Gets a nice block from the outside. And they're able to get some more chunk yardage up to about the 45-yard line. Enough for a first down, Coach.
Yeah, it's a very patient run by Wiles on the toss sweep. You can see he's kind of looking, and then all of a sudden he sees that opening to the outside. Great block by Hammond that allowed Wiles to cut to the sideline and get that first down for Carroll.
1st and 10 from the 44 on the left hash mark. Carroll ranked number 8 in the state in 1A.
Yeah, and that's in the coaches' poll, too, and I think that really takes a lot of weight when your coaches are voting you in the top 10.
Peters under center. He'll hand it off to the right side. Got grabbed by in the back, but was able to fall forward to about the 47, gain of 3.
Yeah,
It'll be 2nd and 7.
I'm sorry, John. I think they missed. Oh, they didn't. No, I always thought he was going to call a false start. I guess they did.
Okay, good call, Coach.
I saw movement there on the right side, and then I did not see a flag, and I didn't see him actually make the signal, but they did get the false start. So, that's good for Delphi. It gives, 1st and 15 now for Carroll, and when you're rushing the football, you don't want to get, behind the chains like this.
Ball on the 39. Peters in the gun, takes a snap, handoff straight up the middle. Good run. He's following his big blockers. And Wiles able to get right at the midline to the 50. So we got a good chunk of that yardage back after the penalty.
Yeah, you hate to, when you're the Delphi defense, to have to give up yards like this on a 1st and 15. That's just a little read play. You can see that Carroll pulled a big offensive tackle around, and Peters was just reading that defensive end and came up the field. He handed it off, and a nice big chunk run for Carroll.
Going to be 2nd and 4, right above the big C there for Carroll. Just underway here, 9:50 left in the first. And there's a handoff straight up the middle, fighting for yardage, but a big gaggle of white jerseys met him. Maybe got a yard out of it after forward momentum, and someone lost a hat.
Just a little inside isolation play, a little lead play. The way that Carroll's lining up right now, they had their tight end to the right, and then they had their extra running back on the wing to the left with the wide receiver, and they just ran the little ISO play to the kind of to the short side of the formation. Looked like Delphi was shifted over to the wing receiver side, and that created a bubble there for Carroll to get some yards here, but it's third and short here. Let's see if they can pick it up.
That was Gavin Michael, number 29, the junior, had to come off for one play. Peters under center. Handoff again, straight up the middle. That's Wiles fighting for yardage. He took on Logan Smith and was able to punch his way forward for another Cougars first down.
Yeah, just a good, tough run by Wiles. And, I think when they need some tough yards here, he's the one that's going to get the football. It's pretty much just a little base blocker zone run play. And Carroll right now is dominating the line of scrimmage. And that's one of the things we talked about at the beginning, John, is who's going to dominate the line of scrimmage. And so far it's Carroll.
1st and 10 from Delphi's 44. Here's a snap. Pitch to the outside. That's Wiles again. Trying to get to the outside, and he's met right there by Keegan Elliott. Good pursuit.
Really nice job by Logan Smith, kind of outside linebacker, defensive end player for Delphi. We always talk on defense, you want to set the edge, meaning that those outside players cannot get outflanked on the run plays, and Smith did a good job holding his ground. Still picked up 4 yards on it, but the toss sweep play earlier, Carroll was able to pick up a lot of yards. So a nice play by Logan Smith there to let his buddies come and finish it.
2nd and 7. And off again, straight up the middle. Took on a tackler and then falls his way forward for a couple yards. That was Emery Deaton.
Again, just running that little isolation play right here to the tight end wing side. Again, got to do a little bit better job making some tackles right there. Delphi had a chance for a tackle for a loss and weren't able to finish. Got to keep those legs driving to make that tackle and not give up those yards. But again, now you've got Carroll in a 3rd and long here with a running team. But my guess is this is 4-down territory for him.
3rd and 5, just inside the Delphi 40. And a redirection play, and he's gobbled up. Both Elliott and Noah Hutzel on the stop.
When you run the wing T, you've got to have these complementary plays. And so right now you see motion going one way, and then here comes the counter play, back the other with the pulling guard. And Delphi does a nice job holding that to only a couple of yards here, 4th and 4. And it looks like they're going to try and just power run it.
Peters in the gun, almost got him to jump. Isaiah Frost hopscotching and got back. Peters right up the middle, and he's going to get it and more. He breaks a tackle, being grabbed by the back of his jersey, but he still manages to creep out about 10 more yards after that. Mason Smith finally dragged him down.
You know what? In football coaching, what's old is new, what's new is old. I mean, that's basically single wing type football right there. Direct snap. In the old days, that was the fullback they called it. And even though Peters is a quarterback, he took that direct snap, had all those big bodies in front of him, and those chunk plays that Carroll needs to get running the football to control this game.
Cougars in the red zone on the 14. Handoff straight up the middle. Wiles breaks a tackle, goes straight up the middle, breaks another tackle, and finally dragged down, probably at the 2-yard line. Keegan Elliott saved a touchdown. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cougars.
Wiles is just a little bowling ball at 5'9", 180 pounds. And look the way he just lowers his pad level. He keeps his legs churning. Very, very difficult to tackle in these situations. And, look at right now, half the first quarter is gone. And that's one of the reasons I thought Delphi might take the ball to start the game, because Carroll right now has run more than half the time off here in the first quarter.
Here's Peters. Wiles right up the middle, breaks a seam, and give the young man 6.
Yeah, just a little straight give play. Carroll definitely controlling that line of scrimmage, getting a great push, and Carroll gets that first touchdown here in the ballgame.
Time-consuming drive from the Cougars, and it's finished off from a 2-yard run from the senior, Aiden Wiles.
Just another way to get to the isolation play with a single back. That time they took the wing off the left-hand side, led up on the linebacker, opened up the hole, and Wiles was in for the first score tonight.
Here comes the kick. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 5:44, there's a penalty on the play, some laundry.
It looked like it's a procedure call against Carroll. kick it again.
They will. They'll move them back. Beautiful night out in Florida this evening.
You know, one of the great things that the Carroll offensive coaching staff does is give you a lot of different formational looks, and they just keep running the same plays over and over again. And that touchdown was a good example of that.
It's Riley Duff who's doing the kicking duties, number 33, back a little bit further. And someone may got a bear paw on it, but it still squeaked its way over. So now it's 7-0 in favor of the Cougars. 5:44 left. Tonight's game brought to you by the Frankfurt Eagles, Post 976, serving our community since 1905 with over 900 members locally. The Frankfurt Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, please visit FOE.com or stop by 408 North Main Street in Frankfurt.
Yeah, it was an excellent job both getting the placement down. There was a high snap on that extra point. And that, of course, throws the timing off with the kicker. And so many times kickers have a tendency, when the timing gets off, to move their heads, not focus on the football. And that could have ended up being a block right there, but it wasn't. 7-0 lead.
Let's set the Oracle's offense. In the backfield will be Josh Reynolds and Brett Huffman out tonight, another starter. But in the QB position will be Caden McAtee, who's going to play almost every snap this evening, also in the cornerback position. And then the receivers, Logan Smith, Levi Coghill, Keegan Elliott, and Weston Brown. And then that front five, Jordan Rindimbo, Gavin Gleason, Brian Hutzel, Ethan McElrath, and Jax Fosnacht. And there's a kick, end over end, and fielded at the 20. To the right side, breaks a tackle, and then finally taken down. Let's set the Carroll defense for you. In the secondary, Aiden Wiles, Cale Hernandez, Cale Peters, the quarterback, and Brady Ray. Your linebackers, Jonathan Carey, Emery Deaton, Landon Hammond, and Bryson Jamison. And then also that 3-4 defense, Avery Dyer, Lincoln White, and Cohen Anthony will round out Coach Betzner's Cougar defense. 44-9 and now in his 5th year at Carroll. And McAtee in the gun with Reynolds behind him. High snap given to Reynolds. Pushing his way forward, needs to hold on to that football. Saw it jiggle a little bit, Coach.
Yeah, a little inside trap play, trying to keep the defense honest for Carroll. You know, Delphi does not have a lot of success rushing the football. They're only averaging somewhere in the 3.2s, 3.3 per rush. But even though you want to throw the football, you've got to keep the defense honest. And I think they tried to catch, Carroll on that first down play with a run play. It's interesting for a high school football team. You've got Delphi with 2 receivers at 100-plus yards and 2 receivers with 200-plus yards receiving already in only 3 games.
McAtee in the gun, high snap, and off the fingers of both he and here we go. Pay dirt.
When you can't get the snap, bad things are going to happen. And unfortunately here for Delphi, it turned into not just a turnover, but a touchdown off the bad snap.
We might be in pumpkin spice territory now, but Santa came at the right time. My goodness, talk about a gift.
Yeah, Carroll was able to get some penetration there, and then with the high snap, screwed all the timing up for Delphi. And the next thing you know, Carroll now is up 13-0.
Merry Christmas, Jonathan Carey.
There's nothing better being a defensive player like that to actually catch a ball straight out of the air and then bring it back in for an uncontested touchdown.
Oh, mishandle on the snap, and they block that.
Yeah, Carroll special teams here, they're having a little problem with their snap and hold so far. And we'll see if that point comes back to haunt them here. But, quick 13-0 lead.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, see if Delphi can't get on the board. You're watching Carroll and Delphi on the IHSAA Sports Network.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
Tonight's game brought to you by Day and Gendel Funeral Home with locations in Frankfort, Flora, Mulberry, and Rossville. The compassionate and experienced staff at Day and Gendel Funeral Home are dedicated to providing a loving and genuine environment for you to honor your loved one. For more information on our services and community involvement, please visit dayandgenda.com. Day and Gendel Funeral Homes, where we put family first. John Natale, the coach, Dale Carlson, here on what has turned out to be a fantastic evening for Friday night football.
You can't argue with weather like this to play football on a Friday night. This certainly isn't the start Delphi wanted to have. You know, you hate to say that this is an important drive for them, but this is an important drive for them.
Two-possession game. Ball skips, fielded at the 25 again. And still trying to get to the outside. And we will start from about.
Knocked out of bounds by Ayers and Matthews.
That's two really nice special teams plays by Dixon Ayers, the sophomore for Carroll. Made both tackles there and both kickoffs. When it looked like Delphi might have some space to run, he came in and was able to make a tackle and hold a returner inside the 35-yard line both times.
Well, Isaiah Arnett, number 28, who's fielded both of these kickoffs, the up man, probably wasn't expecting this today. It's going to be 1st and 10 from Delphi's own 34. Trying to get something going against that Cougar defense. And a little swing pass to the outside. That was Keegan Elliott.
They threw a little screen pass, trying to just get something positive on first down. And, you know, a lot of times those screen passes are really just extended running plays. That was a nice 4, almost 5-yard gain, I guess, to give Delphi an opportunity here with the 2nd and medium to try and convert a first down. And they've got to keep control of the ball here so we can see we're getting close to 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Be 2nd and 6 from the 38. McAtee in the gun, again with Reynolds behind him. 3 receiver set to the left. Here's a snap. McAtee's going to throw. Plenty of time in the pocket. Now he's getting flushed out. Running to the near side, is going to fire it, and in and out of the hands. Good defensive play there by Brady Ray. Yeah, and almost a pick, or not pick six, but that was almost an interception.
Yeah, Brady Ray did a nice job reading McAtee's eyes right here. And I think McAtee's trying to make something happen here, trying to make a big play down the field. Ray does a nice job. But he had a receiver early in the flat, and even though you're behind here 13-0, you're not going to get 13 points back in one play. Just take what the defense is going to give you. Don't be afraid to dink and dunk them a little bit and try and maintain possession of the ball and get first downs. But, this is, I think, a really important 3rd down here for Delphi.
McAtee in the gun, 3rd and 6. Takes a snap. Now he's flushed, has to get rid of it. And that ball was caught at the 40-yard line. That's good hands, but it's going to be well short of the first down marker. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, that was a very nice catch by Joshua Reynolds, but unfortunately they did not get the first down, so it looks like we're going into punt formation here for Delphi.
Logan Smith, the 6'1 senior. He was the leading vote getter to be team captain. So that's great when you can build a good camaraderie, good chemistry between your teammates, and they chose number 8 to be the captain.
Yeah, and he's been a very productive player for them, both obviously on offense, but also here is their punter. So it's going to be important here to try to flip the field.
Oh, he didn't get all of it. Hit off the back and fortunately takes some sort of a Delphi bounce. And Cale Hernandez falls on it at the 35.
Yeah, I'm not so sure you want Hernandez falling on that ball right there. I don't know if he thought maybe one of his teammates touched that football past the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure. Not quite sure what the officials are talking about here, but that's kind of an iffy play. If he mishandles that, Delphi would have a chance to recover that right there in really good field position.
So it looked like disaster turns into a 35-yard punt.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of pressure, but he just didn't quite get all of it and kind of drove it just almost line drive that ended up just rolling around. And again, you're right, 35-yard punt kind of flipped the field a little bit.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars again. Scored on their first possession on a long, drag-it-out running attack, and then got the touchdown on the defensive side. And Peters keeps it, takes on Reynolds, and good play for number 4 to stick with him.
Yeah, great open field tackle. A little bit different formation look this time. They lined up in an empty set, ran some motion, faked the sweep, and kept the football here. And again, a great open field tackle. And that's the plays that Delphi needs to make. They can't give up those chunk runs. They've got to make plays 2-3 yards and hopefully force Carroll to punt the football.
Peters under center, Wiles behind him. 2nd and 7. Hand off to Wiles, makes a cut, gets past the 40 and falls forward to the 44-yard line.
Nice little, call that a jump cut. He's trying to go straight ahead, and he just makes a little, you can see it right here, just a little hop. You'll see the little hop, jump cut right there going north and south, and again, lowers the shoulder, gets his pad levels lower, and is able to pick up a couple extra yards here.
So 3rd and a short 1, approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Peters under center. Handoff straight up the middle. And fights his way, and probably with forward momentum, they're going to give Wiles a first down.
It's a quick little trap play. Traps are always a big part of the sort of a wing T offense, and Tinsman pulled. Got a nice kick-out block, and now you have a first down, and Carroll's able to maintain possession of the ball and is able to run some more clock.
Oracle's looking for a stop, see if they can't keep this one a 2-possession game heading into the second quarter. Peters, handoff straight to the middle and met right. Oh, Peters kept it. Peters has got the football.
I think the linesman on the other side is pointing that his knee was down, but it sure didn't look like it at least from our vantage point. And Peters is like, wait a second, I didn't put my knee down.
Let's see here. Yeah, Peters has got the football. Okay.
Oh yes, his knee did right there. His right knee.
Okay. So his right knee did hit at the 50.
So
but look where the ball is.
Oh, you know what they did? They inadvertent whistle. They blew it because somebody thought that the fullback had the football. They blew the ball dead right there, not where Peters. They didn't realize Peters had the football.
Well, that's the benefit that we have, is able to see instant replay, and Peters was down. His right knee went down at the 50, but I guess they put it where they thought Wiles had the ball. Now he's got it. Breaks it whole. Now he's got some room to the outside. 30. To the 20, to the 10, breaks a tackle. Another one for number 3, Aiden Wiles. That's 2.
Just a simple, again, out of the wing T, your counter plays are very important. You fake the ball one way, counter back the other way, and Carroll had everybody. You've got the guard, you've got both wings pulling. So you have 3 people leading Wiles through the hole. Missed tackle there in the open field, and Wiles is off to the races. And unfortunately, this is not how Delphi wanted this first quarter to go.
Trying to hold that 2-possession game, and all of a sudden, with 1:10 left, it's 19-0. And they're going to go for 2. Peters is going to throw the ball for the first time. Looks to the right side and tipped and out of the hands of Emery Deaton. Good coverage there from the Oracles.
Yeah, good job on the coverage. You know, we always had a sheet on the sideline, the go for 2 sheet that would tell you scores by how many you're ahead, how many you're down, should I go for 2, whatever. But normally you don't look at that until the second half. So I'm surprised that they decided to go for 2 here this early in the game.
Coach, describe the blocking scheme here. How does Wiles get so much room?
So we've got a kick-out block there by the guard pulling, and then we've got 2, both the wingbacks leading through. And unfortunately, nobody was home for Delphi right there. And part of that was Carroll, of course, had a very strong formation to the left with the two wing backs, and that's all part of wing T football, is you give some eye candy, you give that look that we're going to run power to the left, and instead they pulled everybody to the right. Delphi was shifted over, opened up a lot of space, and big touchdown run for Carroll.
Tonight's game brought to you by Healthy Communities of Clinton County. The coalition understands the important role healthcare coverage plays for athletes and their families. We partner with CKF to provide free expert assistance to enroll, use, and maintain affordable coverage. Our certified navigators are available to set for uninsured Hoosiers as a trusted teammate. Call 1-888-975-4CKF and tell us the county where you live or work. John Natale and the coach, Dale Carlson. Craig and Adam with us tonight, handling the production duties. Thank them. Oh, and once again mishandled and dragged down that time. So 3 for 3, the ball has gone to Isaiah Arnett. And I don't think he expected that one. Pretty yeah.
I just think he took his eye off the ball trying to make something happen. Emery Deaton for Carroll does a really nice job flying down the field and making a very nice open field tackle.
Also want to thank Elijah Mash, who's out on the premise doing our camera work. Greg, I'll ask you from this seat, and the producer share it. Does that kid ever sleep? He is a working individual. Got to give a lot of credit to that young man. So the Oracles will try it again on offense. McAtee. And he's going to get wrapped up and dragged down for a sack. Cohen Anthony, the junior, wrapped him up, took him down. Big loss on the play. It'll be second in a country mile.
You can see they're faking some blitzes, guys moving up and down inside. And we talked about this earlier with the keys to the game. Is Delphi had to keep McAtee clean, and right now they're way behind the chains, and this really puts a lot of stress on their offense because they really can't run the football here, or they haven't had success running the football. Almost forced to throw, and now they're way backed up.
This will be the final play of the quarter. 3 touchdowns by Carroll. And McAtee's just going to take it himself, runs to the outside, and good open field tackle from number 24, Cale Hernandez.
Yeah, Cale Hernandez did a really nice job. Of course, as I say, that they can't run the football. They just ran a little quarterback pitch or keep option. It looked like McAtee was going to get some yards. Hernandez made a nice tackle.
So that'll do it for the end of the first. Cougars come out, put 3 touchdowns on the board, and they lead Delphi 19-0. It's the Bacon Bowl. You're watching it on the IHSAA Sports Network.
If you haven't signed up for Mintel Fiber Optic Internet from Mulberry Telecommunications, then you're missing out. We have various packages to choose from and speeds up to a gig. Not to mention each package includes a Wi-Fi 6 wireless router and access to our Mintel Smart Home app, giving you complete control of your network backed by our award-winning customer service. Go ahead and dance till your heart's content in whatever reality you want, even if it's virtual. Mulberry Telecommunications offering the best gig in town. Sign up today at Mintel.net and experience the Mintel difference.
Day and Genda Funeral Home, proudly putting family first, strives to care and honor the families of Clinton and Carroll County in ways that share the loved one's story. In our effort to serve your family at the highest of quality, we have added our own crematories, one for your loved one and another crematory for your furry family members. Contact us for information on how we can serve your family. Day and Gender Funeral Home, putting family first.
Chris Seward, the new athletic director of Carroll, has himself a nice little possession. The Golden Volleyball. Mikasa, great band. You see the Carroll Cougar right there in the screenshot. Great work, Elijah. Chris Seward enjoying his first year as AD at Carroll and sees his Cougars up 19-0. As we swap fields, McAtee in the gun. Drops back, looking for rooms, got plenty of time. Now he's getting chased, has to make a move, and then throws it to the left side and couldn't complete the pass. Weston Brown was out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's another incomplete pass. Delphi's just not getting receivers open downfield. McAtee a couple of times now has had plenty of time to throw, but Carroll's doing a great job clamping down on the receivers, not opening up any passing lanes. McAtee's kind of running around in there trying to make something happen and has not been able to, thus far get the ball down the field.
Punting unit comes on, 4th and 16. Logan Smith again. Ball placed at the 19. See if they can't get a better punt off than they did last time. As we're checking something, ball hasn't moved. Still on the 19. Coach, you know what we're waiting on?
I have no idea. The referee was over talking to somebody on the Delphi sideline. I'm not sure if there was a question about something or what, but looks like we're ready to play now.
Coach Merchkevich had something to say, but there's a snap. Smith gets that one away. And another low line drive. And that ball's going to end up at the 48.
Yeah, Carroll's going to have great field position now at the Delphi 48, and they're just going to keep pounding in here. Delphi's got to come up with some negative tackles for loss, some big hits here. They can't just let Carroll go right down the field as they have so far.
29 yards on the punt. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars on the opposite side of the 50.
What's fun to watch about Carroll in their wing T offense is just how well they complement all of their plays, how well they get the ball into the different running backs' hands. It really is, from a coaching perspective, a thing of beauty.
Here's a handoff to the near side and coming towards the sideline. That's good push. And still on his feet, able to redirect, and he may go all the way. He's going to turn a 48 run into a 100-yard run due to going east and west. Give the young man 6. Touchdown, Emery Deaton.
What a nice run by Emery Deaton. Once he got out into the open field, did a really nice job of seeing the field, cutting back against the grain. Delphi was pursuing, and he just cut all the way across the field.
They always tell you to run north and south, but sometimes you got to divert. That's exactly what Emery Deaton did and found pay dirt. Lots of real estate ahead of him. Just had Logan Smith to beat.
And the great thing was that you really like to see from an offensive standpoint is Pearson, the big offensive lineman, actually got down there and got a block that Deaton cut back behind to get across the field to go to score. And, great hustle there by Pearson getting down the field. Now, I'm thinking here they're going for 2 again. They must have lost a little confidence in their kicking unit.
And straight up the middle is Deaton and couldn't get there.
Boy, Deaton almost fought his way in for the 2-point conversion there. It should have been tackled for a loss, but, again, you're looking at the guys in the white jerseys just aren't finishing tackles. They're making contact, but instead of driving through, they're just falling to the ground. You can see right here, see how we just fall to the ground, not driving the feet, fall to the ground. Got lucky they didn't give up 2 points there.
Well, Coach, the problem with that run, it was 46 yards too short.
Well, I think, the other thing is Deaton might have been gassed, too, so that could have been part of it from that because he ran a long ways.
25-0. Watch this.
Good kick-out block right there. He's got another puller kind of right in front of him. And then right here you're going to see good block right there by that was Ayers, not Pearson. I was wrong. It was Ayers that got that block that he ended up cutting back across the field and making a play. And, John, I was an offensive line coach. That's how I started my coaching career. And we used to always talk to our offensive linemen about hustling down the field because you never know when you're going to get a block to spring somebody. And Ayers certainly did that right there and sprung Deaton for the touchdown.
Well, I'm going to check with our ISC sports crew, the sports stats crew, and see what's the longest play that they've ever seen. that one took half of a possession, almost took half the quarter. It seemed like. What a great run. And here's the kick. This one a little bit better. And fair caught. A little miscommunication there.
Yeah, definitely. You could see that Arnett wanted to come over and field that and run, and unfortunately he had the fair catch called for, and so now the ball's dead. When you're down already 25 points right here, you got to try and make something happen. Delphi's been close on a kickoff return. That was a little bit of a mental error right there.
The freshman, Rylan Robertson, drifting back. And, Coach, I'm not the greatest of analyzers, as in your chair. A genius behind me, but I don't think you want to catch the ball going backwards.
No, you don't want to catch the ball going backwards. You always tell your wing players, if the ball's over your head, let it go. Let the guys behind you catch it.
36 seconds into the second quarter. Carroll up 25-0. And the play is blown dead.
Yeah, a little procedure. Oh, no, they did get false start. I thought there was a procedure call there. I guess they called movement on the Carroll defensive front.
So one of very few mistakes by the Cougars so far. That'll push the ball up 5 yards. So it'll be first and 5 from the 26. Coach, I know there's a lot of football left, but don't you think this is a definite drive that Delphi needs to put some sort of points on the board?
Yeah, Delphi's got to do something here moving the football, because getting kind of stuffed the way they've been with their offense is stuffed, and Carroll's really controlling the ball with their offense. They've got to get some points on the board here.
McAtee in the gun, as he's been most of this game. Takes a snap, fires over the middle. Logan Smith, good pitch and catch. Gets up to the 35, and he's got plenty for a first down. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, just a little quick throw. This is besides the screen that they threw earlier in the ball game, just a little quick flash fake in there. Get the under coverage to come up, get some space between the safeties and the linebackers, and we call that a glance route or a little hot throw, but nice pitch and catch, and finally a first down here for Delphi.
So they'll line up. Moving the ball, exactly what the Oracles need to do. Under the 11-minute mark, 1st and 10. Here's a snap. McAtee drops back. Lots of pressure. Broke the tackle and threw it over the head of Logan Smith. Wiles was there. Ball bounced off the ground.
You'd really like to see Delphi, instead of trying to push the ball down the field here, I think, just some short, quick throws. Carroll's been getting some penetration here with their pass rush. They're picking some good spots here to bring an extra rusher, and Delphi has done a good job of picking that up. Just a little quick throw, something into the flat, a little hitch route, just something to give their offense a chance to get a second or a third and short.
They'll try it again at 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Reynolds in motion, and McAtee going to take it right up the middle. And good hard-nosed run, got 6 on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, McAtee's actually done a decent job rushing the football. He's averaging 4.4 yards a carry so far this season. And he just ran a little, fake the bubble screen out to the right, little quarterback draw action. And again, it's a good positive play. It gives him a third manageable. And now let's see if we can find an opportunity here. Just a little quick throw. I'm assuming they're going to throw. A little quick throw, a little quick pass. But we've got a timeout here by Delphi.
McAtee, a 3-sport athlete, and we'll get back to that in a second. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back to the second quarter. Carroll up 25-0 over Delphi in the IHSAA Sports Network.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
Back on the campus of Lambert Field, you can see the Delphi Oracles. Coach Merkavich, 30-24 now, at his 6th year at Delphi. Said that, and Coach, he said this to me, is that something that he wants people to talk about that maybe they're not. These kids on Delphi are a lot hungrier and wanting it more than people give them credit for.
Yeah, and then, just we talked about that at the opening, trying to get the skillet back is something that they really would like to have happen.
That was a direct snap to Keegan Elliott.
Yeah, quarterback went out in motion, and they had the direct snap here, a little wildcat type of football play. Again, to see the pullers, the wing, and the pullers out in front, but you got to give Carroll credit. They were all over it, made a nice open field tackle, and you've got Delphi in a position where they're going to have to punt the football back again.
Landon Hammond on the stop. And Smith will send this away from his 30.
Timeout Cougars.
I don't know if Carroll had enough people out there, too many people out there. I think they got caught with the switch to the punt team there late, and I guess they didn't like the lineup. Coach didn't like the lineup that he had. See there, Coach Blake Betzner. As I mentioned, the fifth year at Carroll. 25-0. The Bacon Ball Skillet on the line. We were just talking there at the break about kind of being surprised where the score is right now, and I really think that the critical play happened was the turnover that Carroll was able to turn into that touchdown to get their second score. I think that took the wind out of Delphi's sails a little bit, and so far they haven't been able to stop Carroll. They've only got one first down here in the game so far, having to punt now for the third time. They're just struggling with that big mo part of it, and that's what an early turnover, especially for a score, can do to a team.
Coach, I got to ask you, some people call it cuisine, some call it blasphemy. Bacon and pineapple on a pizza.
No way. I'm from Chicago. That just doesn't happen.
Direct handoff and met right at the line of scrimmage. Emery Deaton came up strong and stuffed that before it even got going.
Again, Delphi tried to catch Carroll napping here a little bit with the direct snap, kind of the fake, but I don't think Carroll defense is like, we're not handing the ball off here to McAtee, the quarterback, on a jet sweep play. They were sitting there tough right inside, had 3 or 4 blue jerseys right there to make the tackle for no gain, and now Carroll's got the ball in great field position.
Ball at the 43 of the Oracles.
I can't believe you asked a guy from Chicago about pineapple on pizza.
I told you, I gave you 2 options. Here's Wiles to the outside, got grabbed by the jersey and then finally taken down.
Great job there by Jax Fastnacht. Again, we talked about setting the edge. Watch him right there, number 7. You see how he sets the edge on the trap play and is able to get a big paw there on the running back and allows his buddies to come up and actually get a tackle for loss here. And again, those are the types of plays. If Delphi is going to claw their way back into this football game, they've got to get these TFLs so that they can get the ball back again and have a chance to score.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. There's a handoff to Deaton. Makes a cut to the inside, puts his hat forward, and falls to the 34-yard line.
You'd like to see Weston Brown for Delphi do a better job here, stepping up and taking on this lead blocker right here. You can see right now it's a great cut, but Brown's also backing up and just creating a lot of space in there for whoever has the football for Carroll to just get chunk yards on running plays.
3rd and short for the Cougars, coming up on the 8-minute mark here in the first half. Peters under center. Handoff straight up the middle. That's Wiles. He's going to fight his way for the first down and more. And they'll move the chains again.
Wiles is such a tough runner. Keeps his feet going, keeps his pad level low, and seems like whenever Carroll needs those tough yards, and you would figure that Wiles is to get the ball. He's the fullback, and whenever you run a wing T style offense, if you can establish the fullback like this, it's a long night for the opponent's defense.
Here's a handoff to Wiles, straight up the middle. Or actually, Peters keeps it. Wow, the chicanery Got not only our camera guy, but got all of us.
Yeah, there's a little bit of, you might call it a sucker play. They faked the dive or the quick hitter to Wiles. They pulled Ayers out to the outside, and Peters kept the football right here. Although, you know what, I think that was a false start there. I have to say that on Ayers. He was out there pretty quick.
That's 2 that Peters has done a wonderful job of performing the play action to perfection.
Yeah, he does a nice job with his ball handling, and again, that's the sign of a good wing T quarterback that can make those types of fakes and just freeze the defense.
Here's a handoff to the far side, and Logan Smith was right there to meet him, but he's still breaking tackles, and that ball's taken away. There's a fumble, and that's recovered by Keegan Elliott. So a turnover on the Cougars side picked up by Keegan Elliott. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Oracles, but the flag on the play.
Yeah, let's see if this stands. Delphi really needs it. Yeah, they're going to wave it off. Delphi really needed a turnover here. They needed a stop, and that was a really big hit. Someone did a great job. I couldn't see it. We'll see it here on the replay. Just running a jet sweep, coming to the outside. Could have had a TFL for a loss. And that's Jack's if I'm going to get this right, thank you, Fastnock was able to strip that football out, and Delphi got their first turnover of the night, and I think this is big here for them to get a stop.
So the play stands as the penalty was on the Cougars. Now I've got 2 turnovers, 1 for each team. That's McAtee straight up the middle.
Carroll's doing a nice job. Delphi ran some motion, ran the running back out. Again, they faked the quick screen to the outside. Just run the quarterback draw here. Good job, Carroll, just staying home, eyes on the quarterback, and making good open field tackle.
Short gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8. 6:45 left in the first half. Cougars up 25-0. 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, 1 here in the second. McAtee rolling to his left and just threw it into the ground.
Yeah, I think somebody got his arm. Couldn't quite see who got the penetration there. But good job. I always tell your pass rushers, you can't get the quarterback, get your hands up and try and swat it away.
Landon Hammond.
Landon Hammond blitzing from his inside linebacker spot does a nice job trying to get that strip sack, but ends up knocking it out. His arm was going forward. It's an incomplete pass.
Hammond, the 6'1 junior, he's been all over the field on the defensive side.
Yeah, he's done a nice job with his pass rush, getting some pressure when they've been throwing the football, and then just making tackles on some of his inside runs.
3rd and 8. McAtee drops back. Plenty of time, still drifting backwards, and now he's in trouble. He's in the end zone, had to get rid of that football, and luckily Josh Reynolds was in the vicinity. But he had a pack of Cougars tracking him down.
That's like Bryson Jamison, the outside linebacker, just really does a nice job fighting through the blocks here, keeping the play alive, and almost had a tackle for a safety. And you got to give McAtee credit. 1, he was able to stay on his feet. 2, he actually found an eligible receiver, so there was not an intentional grounding call.
Logan Smith going to punt again. He's got to get a good one off here as the ball's placed at the 13. High snap, and we've got ourselves a safety.
And it just seems like what can go wrong is going wrong here for Delphi, and a lot of times your snapper gets it's a little tight when that ball is close to the end zone, and snapped it up over his head and gave up a safety.
Well, it is the Bacon Bowl, but there's nothing worse than burnt bacon, and that's kind of what Delphi's going through right now in the skillet.
Yeah, they are. They're struggling here right now. I'm not sure what the discussion is here with the officials. I'm sure they're trying to just get, where everybody's got to get lined up right now here with a kick after a safety.
It all started with a touchdown run by Aiden Wiles, and then You know, they say Christmas in July. I'm going to go Christmas on September 12th. Jonathan Carey got the hot potato out of the air and had nothing but pay dirt in front of him. Put in a defensive touchdown. And then it was Wiles again. And then on a big run, he ran 48 yards, but it was really about a 102-yard run for Emery Deaton. And then the safety there, and that's how we're at 27-0. So, Coach, I guess the mixed extra points really didn't matter now.
Well, yeah, they're not,
got the right score.
They're not going to really make a difference here right now. And what's tough here, you know, especially when you don't have great kickers, you know, to have to kick off from the 20-yard line here, you're going to get Carroll's going to get good field position, you know, right now, and you know, it's just going to put the Delphi defense in a really tough situation.
Now, Coach, just so rules are familiar, can you either drop kick this, or do you have to kick it from a tee in high school?
You can punt it, you can drop kick it, you can kick it from a tee. My guess is since their punting hasn't been great, they're going to kick it from the tee.
Appreciate that. And off the tee, end over end. Breaks the 50, and it's picked up at the 37. That's Deaton. As a whole, the jersey was grabbed again. There's going to be a penalty on the play.
I'm assuming there's going to be a hold or a block in the back here from where the flag has been thrown. That this should be on Carroll.
As our officials discuss, and want to thank our officials tonight. You're interested if you're watching this, and you know a lot of people can't play anymore, or maybe they have a very good interest in football, or they just want to see these kids get on the field. Go ahead, go to IHSAA.org, and you can sign up not only to be a football referee, you can basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, wrestling, whatever it is, 20-plus sports that you can try out and help these kids get on the field, because without our officials, there are no games.
You can't play, and there's a shortage. There's a shortage of officials right now, and I think it's not only important for people to choose to go in and do that, but also for fans to remember that they're human too. Especially at the high school level, they don't get the video and the training that you get at college and the NFL, and so give these guys a break. They're out here not getting paid a whole lot, trying to make sure that these kids have a chance to play the greatest game in the world.
Cale Peters, also a baseball player. And little redirection there, and that's Deaton again. Falls forward, got close to the first down marker. They'll give him 9. It'll be second and short.
And just running the counter play again. Fake it to Wiles. Come back on the counter play to Deaton. Get those big uglies from the offensive line out there leading the way, and again averaging up in here 8-9 yards a carry. And we mentioned this at the top of the broadcast. That last week Delphi gave up 8.8 yards a carry. I'm afraid that number could be even higher the way Carroll's running the football.
And out the Wild, straight up the middle. Now he cuts to the outside, makes another move. And he, again, the jersey grab, and then pushed out of bounds late by Keegan Elliott. Luckily, no penalty on that, but another big run.
Yeah, Wiles is he's such a tough runner, and if you're not willing to lower his shoulder and drive your legs, he's just going to get all these yards after contact. And, we can just count it up here. How many opportunities? There's 1, 2. Finally, third hit takes him out of bounds and stops at least a potential touchdown right there.
Peters under center. And he keeps it to the right side. Got a blocker out in front of him. Peters. And call it 6 for the quarterback. He takes it in on the keeper, and Coach Hebert went in barely touched.
Yeah, again, they just fake the ball inside to Wiles, going to draw the entire Delphi defense in, and then Ayers right here pulls outside, leads him up the field, and the thing that you'd like to see if you're Delphi right now is you want to see those white jerseys pursuant to the football. And they're just not doing it, and it's hard to say. It's only the second quarter, but Carroll's kind of taking the fight out of Delphi, I think.
Going for 2. And Peters keeps it. And untouched he goes, gets a 2-point conversion. makes it 35. 5:07 left in the second quarter. And the Cougars up 35-0 in the Bacon Bowl over the Delphi Oracles. They're going to try to get something going. We'll take a quick break. You're watching it on the IHSAA Sports Network.
In this town, game day starts long before kickoff. It's the work behind the scenes that makes champions. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we prep with the same focus, discipline, and pride as the hometown heroes we feed. From our block to your block, fuel every victory. Tier 1 Meat Company. Mission, feed the fans. Standard, champion quality. Scan the QR code for a game day upgrade.
Back on the campus at Carroll High School, the Bacon Bowl skillet on the line. And right now, only one team is getting served.
Yeah, and it's definitely Carroll is really taking control of this game. And we knew that their running game was very, very good, and that if they were able to get it rolling, it could be a long night. And unfortunately, Delphi hasn't been able to get their passing attack going. And Carroll's just been able to move the football, control the ground, control the clock, and they've run out to this big 35-0 lead here. And there's still 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
That scoring all done by the junior quarterback, Cale Peters. Got the touchdown, then converted the two-point conversion, and here's the kick. Mishandled at the 24, and then taken down immediately.
Arnett on the return, brought down by Gary.
Once again, Isaiah Arnett.
Yeah, it's great special teams coverage, getting downfield. Now the ball was mishandled, but you can just see Carroll flying down the field and making a very nice open field tackle.
Well, let's see what Delphi has in the tank here. Find themselves down 35-0, still 5 minutes left in the quarter. Let's see if they can't put something together. Don't want to have those heads hanging low going into halftime.
You know, this is the point here where, from a coaching standpoint, you just want to tell your players you can't get it all back at once. Just play one play at a time. Play it as hard as you can.
McAtee under center, man in motion. And he's going to roll to his right. Little touch pass and over the head of Mason Smith. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That's actually, I think, a very good play call on first down. They got McAtee moving a little bit. Just tried to take a little short throw into the field there on that little arrow shoot route. Just unfortunately wasn't able to connect with it. But I think those are the types of throws that they've got to attempt to get themselves back in the game. Don't push the ball down the field. Try and take some short throws, run some clock, get some first downs.
But the bad thing, Coach, on those incompletions, stops the clock, gives the Cougars another possible chance to get that ball back. 2nd and 10, McAtee in the gun. He's going to roll to his right again. Almost the same play. This time he's got a completion. Logan Smith.
Yeah, really good route by Logan Smith, pushing the Carroll DB off and then running the little comeback route here. We can see with the pocket moving, get McAtee away from the rush a little bit, take your one-on-ones out there, and those throws have been there for Delphi. Carroll's not up pressing the receivers. They're playing off, and I think that's what I was alluding to on the play before. Of course, the incompletion stopped the clock, but those should be easy pitches and catches. Those are the types of throws you need to look for to keep possession, keep the clock going.
That was easily McAtee's best ball of the night. Here he is. Little pitch sweep to the left side, and wow, good open field tackle by Bryson Jamison. Met Weston Brown head on.
Yeah, really nice job by Jamison. He defeated the block. It looked like this was going to be a big play off the reverse, and unfortunately, when you find the lead block out there, they just did not get the lead block by Keegan Elliott. He kind of whiffed out there, and what looked like a big play only ended up in a 2-yard gain.
They gave him one. It'll be 2nd and 9, approaching the 4-minute mark in the second quarter. McAtee with Reynolds behind him. Here's a snap. Some pressure, moves up in the pocket. He's got to take it himself and fought his way for 1, maybe 2 yards. Crosses the 40 to the 41.
It just Carroll, again, controlling that line of scrimmage up front. There was not really a blitz here. It was just a 4-man rush. And, again, Carroll doing a nice job covering down the field. And as I alluded to earlier, look for the easy throws, the easy completions. Don't try and get it all back on one play. And unfortunately, Delphi's just not had a really good opportunity pushing the ball down the field, especially over the middle of the field.
Delphi needs this one. They don't want to give the ball back to the Cougars with over 3 minutes left. McAtee, handoff straight up the middle. Reynolds got bothered and then taken down. Jonathan Carey.
Yeah, Carey ended up cleaning up the tackle, but Hammond was really the one for Carroll that set the stage here. He got great penetration, didn't quite make the tackle, but he's right there, and Carey then finished it off.
We've been talking about number 6 all half, Coach.
He's a good football player, and he just makes things happen on defense for the Carroll Cougars. And unfortunately here, going to have to punt the ball back again.
Smith on his 25. Spiral punt, and it's going to take Delphi bounce, but fielded at the 25. To the outside, has some room. And McAtee was trying to get there and tiptoes his way. Cale Hernandez, good return.
Yeah, unfortunately, we say what can go wrong does go wrong. We got a great punt here by Logan. Was able to drive the receiver back, but unfortunately Delphi didn't. Talked about setting the edge on defense. They didn't keep contained and stay in their lanes, covering the punt, and allowed runner to get to the outside. And now a big special teams play by the Carroll Cougars to give themselves great field position, opportunity to run the clock down and get out with another score.
37-yard punt, but a 32-yard return. And the Cougars have it on the opposite side of the 50. Wiles went to the outside, and good tackle there. Met head on by Noah Hutzel.
That's what you like to see. Hutzel right there. This is one of the first times, that you see some leg drive on a tackle, which Hutzel does. Unfortunately, Wiles is just so powerful running that even though he gets hit and stood up, he's still able to fall forward for a couple of yards. He's been very impressive rushing the football here tonight.
Hutzel, one of very many baseball players on this team under the direction of Ryan Long for Delphi. Peters under center. Hammond in motion. Here's a toss of Wiles. Oh, he's going to throw. Steps back, and just a jump ball in the air and almost grabbed. That was Brody Ray who was out there.
You could just see it right here. They've run the toss, they've run plays to the outside, and just taking that opportunity to see if they could catch Delphi napping. Wiles can run the football. Who knew he could throw? And he almost had himself a completion there.
That stops the clock. 3rd and 8 for the Cougars. Minute 40 left in the first half. And Peters keeps it. Comes to the near side. He's got the first down and more, and took on Noah Hutzel head on.
Peters is a very strong runner, too, from the quarterback position. He's not afraid to take the ball up inside. Plus, he shows some decent speed. Get himself here outside. This was a quarterback keeper all the way. Same play that they've run a lot to the right. This time they came back running it to the left. And, again, another big chunk run here for the Carroll Cougars.
And once again, Coach, he's deking people at that play action. He really is. 2 in the backfield. Hammond's got it. And he's got some running room to the outside and dragged down, but not before a big chunky yardage for Landon Hammond. He's doing it on both sides of the football.
Yeah, we call that the G play, where the play side guard pulls to kick out, and then you've got a lead blocker coming through. Just a great little, again, wrinkle on the wing T offense, getting those pulling linemen out there to make some plays, and you've got another big run.
35-0, 1:20 left in the first half. It's the Bacon Bowl, the skillet on the line. And 35-0, Coach. Anything can happen, but I believe now there's 2 opponents on the field, one being the Cougars and one being Father Time against Delphi.
So looks like we have somebody down.
That's the backup quarterback. Weston Brown also starts at receiver.
And Brown also plays an outside linebacker, too. Looks like he's up on his feet, though, kind of trying to shake off those cobwebs.
Big kid, 6'4", plays basketball for head coach Chad Pulver, but also the third Brown to come through the Delphi system. Has some sisters that also graduated from Delphi, and now Weston.
You know, we talk about, small school football, but I think that's the beauty of a small school is you have all these 2- and 3-sport athletes that run and support each other, support each of the programs.
Peters keeps, and he's going to get dragged down for a sack. Good pursuit from Ethan McElrath.
I think we had a little. Confusion on who was supposed to block who right there. You could see some blue jerseys kind of talking to each other and not quite sure what are we supposed to do. But good penetration here. Good penetration by Delphi, and when your guard goes the wrong way, I think that opens up an opportunity for a tackle for loss.
Loss of 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Which is still a beautiful night as far as weather-wise. I don't think Delphi is enjoying it too much so far, but we still have 24 minutes of football to play.
Yes, we do, and it's been a rough first half for sure for Delphi. But if they can end up getting a stop here, it's 2nd and 17, so they've got an opportunity to hold. Carroll maybe to a field goal attempt or to get the ball back on downs. And then they get an opportunity to start the second half with the ball.
Here's Peters. He's going to throw. And in and out of the hands. Brody Ray wanted to get going before the ball was in there. And right in his basket. It'll be 3rd and 17.
I think Ray wanted to score, and unfortunately he forgot that he had to catch the football to do that. You could see him turn his head before the ball got there. He knew it was so wide open. Catch the ball, secure the ball, and then worry about getting in the end zone.
There wasn't an oracle within a 10-yard radius of Ray, and I think he knew that. But in and out of the hands, 3rd and 17. Hammond in motion. Redirection. Pass over the middle. And it's caught by Wiles sliding to the turf.
Yeah, but
that'll be enough for a first down, but there was a penalty on the play.
Yeah, there was motion on the play. This one's coming back too.
Illegal shift on the Cougars.
You're a team that likes to run the football, and of course you got to mix in some throws, but it seems like Carroll, at least on this possession, had a little bit of lack of focus here in their passing game. Drop pass that would have been a big play, and now they have an illegal motion penalty. So now they're third and about 3 miles here. This might not be a bad time just to run the football right now. You don't have a lot of time left on the clock. They've been getting those chunk plays. Instead of trying to work on your passing game here, just hand the ball off, try and get some yards.
Nothing to lose. Probably going to be 4-down territory. Peters fires to the left side, has Hammond wide open. He makes a cut. And there you go, 3rd and 22. Why not just put it in for 6?
Yeah, just go and do that too. I guess that's why I'm just got the headphones on here in the broadcast and not coaching anymore. But, good call. Unfortunately, they lost Hammond out of the backfield. And you've got a touchdown throw here and now a really, really big lead.
30-yard pitch and catch. Cale Peters will land in Hammond for the touchdown. And it is 41-0.
And you got to give Peters credit there, too, because he had a defender smoking right down on him, and he was able to stand in there, make the play, and take the hit.
And the kick is up. And the kick is good. 42-0. 38 seconds left in the first half. Well, with 38 seconds left, we'll take 30 seconds of our own. You're watching the Bacon Bowl, Carroll and Delphi on the IHSAA Sports Network.
We've all heard the question, if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? Honestly, we're not sure either. But what we do know is that if it falls in your yard, it usually leaves behind an unsightly stump that you'll be stuck mowing around. At JXN Stump Solutions, we'll get rid of that stump for good, and here's the best part. We offer free estimates, so you'll know the cost before the work begins. We deliver quality work from a professional, locally owned company with a commitment to leaving your property cleaner, safer, and stump-free. Contact us today at 242-9523. At JXN Stump Solutions, we're rooted in service and driven to remove.
6 touchdowns, 4 on the ground, 1 in the air, and 1 by the defense.
Yeah, it's a pretty good night if you're the Carroll Cougars, because you're clicking on all cylinders. Of course, your rushing game is going. You've got a throw for a touchdown, which, you know, in this game might not mean a whole lot, but down the road for the opponents, they've got to be ready, as we said in the opener. You can't fall asleep on their passing game because they'll run, and then hit you with a big passing play. But it's been a really good night all around for the Carroll Cougars.
Well, Coach, the old adage is, when pigs fly, well, it actually did with the pigskin.
Yes, it did right there.
I'm just full of them tonight. Little pop-up punt to the 35, and good tackle there. Jonathan Carey having a night.
Well, I tell you what, you talked about, again, great special teams coverage, just flying down the field. Jonathan Carey, unblocked, makes a great open field tackle.
35 seconds left. And Delphi just wants to keep a turnover away.
Ork will take over on the 37-yard line.
You know, there's always, yeah.
So Delphi trying to get something going. 35 seconds left. What can McAtee do? He'll fire over the middle. And there's Weston Brown. That's good to see that young man back on the field.
Yeah, especially for Brown after he had to come off on that defensive series. And again, just a nice, easy, quick throw. Gets a quick first down. No, I didn't get the first down, but picked up about 6 or 7 yards. And that's what Delphi needs to do, is just take those quick throws and just take what the defense is going to give them.
Coach M uses his second timeout. You got him, Coach. Might as well use him.
Absolutely. And again, you know, I think if they can get the ball up, you know, maybe get a first down here, push it up another 10, 12 yards, and maybe take 2 throws like that, and then maybe take your shot at the end zone since you do have a timeout left.
Delphi will receive the ball in the second half, but in high school rules, is that once you break the 35-point barrier, is that there will be a running clock. That doesn't start until the second half, but with Carroll up, regardless if Delphi scores or not, we're going to have a running clock in the second half.
Yes, we will, which is, you know, some people don't like that rule, but at the end of the day, when one team is out ahead of another, you know, let the clock run. Let's get everybody out of here. Try and get everybody out healthy and safe.
Well, also a little difficult for the smaller schools, Coach, because you don't have the depth as a Ben Davis or a Fishers or an IHSAA where you can get your 80th guy into the game in a game like this.
Absolutely, and that's where, you know, when long games, and especially with one team dominating, that's potentially when somebody can get hurt. 25
seconds left, 2nd and 2. McAtee fires at his left side, and it was off the fingertips. Oh, that could be. Wiles came flying in, but just got over the head of Logan Smith. It was tipped, but good concentration by Smith, and it's first down. And they spiked the ball. 15 seconds left.
You know, again, it was a nice job on the call it a little glance route, 5-step slant, but it's a quick throw. And again, another quick throw by Delphi gets them a first down. Like to see him continue with these types of throws as we go through the game.
Ball on the 43. After the spike, it'll be 2nd and 10. You'll see this ball right there. It was tipped.
Yeah, great concentration.
Jamison got a fingertip on it, but good concentration from the senior.
And Wiles did a nice job, too. He kind of went over the top. He caught his knee on the shoulder a little bit, but he stayed away from the head.
McAtee stuttered a little bit and then fires over the middle, and that ball's intercepted. That's Wiles. He's already got 2 on the ground. Could he make it 3 on the defensive side? He's got McAtee to beat, takes him on head-on, and got pushed out of bounds. 3 seconds left. The Carroll Cougars have yet to stop in this first half. My goodness.
Man, Wiles has just been all over the field right here. Again, a little play fake, keeping it back in, maximum protection. Logan West, unfortunately, tips that ball up in the air. That's one you'd like to have him catch. He didn't, and Wiles almost brought this back for 6. And Wiles is not shy. He's going to look for contact wherever he can find it.
The ball inside the red zone. They place it at the 7. And it looks like they're going to go for 3 points to make this 45. Coach, what do you think about this choice?
You know, I think right now there's only 3 seconds left. I'd kick a field goal here too. If for anything, you know, they've had some issues with the snap and the hold, and this gives their, kicker and their field goal extra point team another rep. 25-yard field goal by Riley Duff ends the half 45-0. The Carroll Cougars over the Delphi Oracles in the 2025 Bacon Bowl. We're going to take a break. We'll come back a little bit later at halftime. You're watching it on the IHSAA Sports Network.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
In this town, game day starts long before kickoff. It's the work behind the scenes that makes champions. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we prep with the same focus, discipline, and pride as the hometown heroes we feed. From our block to your block, fuel every victory. Tier 1 Meat Company. Mission, feed the fans. Standard, champion quality. Scan the QR code for a game day upgrade.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
At Laser Edge Turf and Excavation, we take pride in keeping your property looking its best and your projects moving forward. From expert commercial and residential mowing to lawn fertilization that keeps your grass healthy year-round, we've got your yard covered. Need more than lawn care? We also specialize in directional boring, trenching, and full excavation work. Whether it's maintaining your curb appeal or tackling big jobs underground, trust Laser Edge and Excavation to get the job done right. Let us tackle your next project. Give us a call at 670-2286. The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
I brought you a present. Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable! Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Whether you dine in or carry out, the South Fork restaurant is known for daily lunch and dinner specials, world-famous hand-battered tenderloins, fresh, never-frozen whole catfish, and award-winning onion rings. The kitchen is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Come join us at 105 South Glick Street in Mulberry or visit southforkpub.com for the latest menu options. The South Fork Restaurant, a proud supporter of Clinton Prairie Athletics.
Davis Comfort Solutions.
At Davis Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling, the name says it all. Davis Comfort Solutions will keep you comfortable all season long with 2 locations, Fowler and Colfax. They service most of central Indiana.
We've got the air necessities, great service and efficiencies, bringing peace and comfort to your life.
DavisComfortSolutions.com.
At Mulberry Telecommunications, it doesn't matter whether you play from home, learn from home, or work from home. We have you covered with fiber-fast internet. Whether you video chat to stay connected with friends and family, or operate a small business, you can do so with the reliability that Mulberry Telecommunications fiber internet provides. From streaming video to regular web surfing, the possibilities really are endless. And that's a reason for all of us to celebrate. Packages start at just $49.95. Visit mintel.net to sign up today.
Back on the campus, a Lambert Field. It's a 2025 Bacon Bowl. Carroll Cougars up 45-0 off the Delphi Oracles. And I use nil because tomorrow I'll be with ISE doing a doubleheader over at Frankfurt for boys and girls soccer with Brant McCoskey. That'll be great. John Natali, the coach Derek Carlson, so happy to be with you on this Friday night. And, Coach, I mean, it's rough. I mean, 2 Indiana teams doing very well tonight, the Hoosiers down in Bloomington and the Carroll Cougars right now.
Absolutely, and unfortunately for Delphi, they just have had anything that could go wrong has gone wrong, whether it's been turnovers, whether it's been 3 and outs, whether it's been the inability to stop the Carroll rushing game. It's just been a tough night. And so, going to the locker room right now, I'm sure the coaching staff is like, listen, play each play as hard as you can. We're going to take it one play at a time. Don't worry about the scoreboard. That really doesn't matter until the horn blows at the end of the fourth quarter. Just play each play one play at a time.
Cougars doing it on all facets of the field. They got the safety on special teams. They got the return, fumble recovery on defense, and then 4 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown to boot.
Yeah, they're just have taken control really of this game completely. I mean, the only thing that's kind of gone wrong for Carroll has been their extra point and field goal team, and they got that straightened out there at the half. They got an extra point. They kicked a field goal right at the end of the half to get their 45th point. But really, if I'm the Carroll coaching staff, I've got to be really happy with how my team is playing right now.
Coach, any standouts that are really hitting the target for you on both Cougars and Delphi?
Well, when you look at Carroll, you just look at Wiles. You look at Wiles. I mean, he has just been a physical presence. And I said this, during the first half. When you run a wing T style offense, what you really want to do is have that fullback develop that presence. And Wiles is such a physical runner. He gets yards after contact, and that sets the stage then for everything else they can run off that. Whether it's the counter plays, whether it's been, Peters being able to fake to Wiles and then get on the outside with those big offensive linemen, leading the way for him. It just sets everything else up. So he's really been impressive. Peters has been impressive too because he gets out in the open field. He's a physical, tough runner. And then when you look at Hammond on defense for Carroll, He's just been tremendous, both blitzing, getting pressure on the quarterback, and the few run plays that Delphi has attempted, he's done a good job stuffing the run.
Enjoy the band. Enjoy the pork burgers. Lots of stuff going on over in Carroll tonight. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with our first half highlights. You're watching the 2025 Bacon Bowl right here on the IHSAA Sports Network.
Frankfurt Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
At Day and Genda Funeral Home, we embrace change while staying true to timeless values. Our commitment to putting families first remains steadfast. With up-to-date practices and unwavering compassion, we offer the highest quality of service for your loved ones. Trust to serve your family with a classic commitment in modern times. Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
We've all heard the question, if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? Honestly, we're not sure either. But what we do know is that if it falls in your yard, it usually leaves behind an unsightly stump that you'll be stuck mowing around. At JXN Stump Solutions, we'll get rid of that stump for good, and here's the best part. We offer free estimates, so you'll know the cost before the work begins. We deliver quality work from a professional, locally owned company with a commitment to leaving your property cleaner, safer, and stump-free. Contact us today at 242-9523. At JXN Stump Solutions, we're rooted in service and driven to remove.
Staying in the year 1966, this next tune was made famous by Wilson Pickett. However, it was originally written by Chris Kenner back in 1962. Here is one of our favorites, Land of a Thousand Dances. All right, let's hear it one more time for the Carroll and Delphi Combined Marching Band.
And little volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness. Give it to him. Rolled through the lane, and he ducks him. Oh my goodness.
At Laser Edge Turf and Excavation, we take pride in keeping your property looking its best and your projects moving forward. From expert commercial and residential mowing to lawn fertilization that keeps your grass healthy year-round, we've got your yard covered. Need more than lawn care? We also specialize in directional boring, trenching, and full excavation work. Whether it's maintaining your curb appeal or tackling big jobs underground, trust Laser Edge and Excavation to get the job done right. Let us tackle your next project. Give us a call at 670-2286. We've all heard the question, if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? Honestly, we're not sure either. But what we do know is that if it falls in your yard, it usually leaves behind an unsightly stump that you'll be stuck mowing around. At JXN Stump Solutions, we'll get rid of that stump for good, and here's the best part. We offer free estimates, so you'll know the cost before the work begins. We deliver quality work from a professional, locally owned company with a commitment to leaving your property cleaner, safer, and stump-free. Contact us today at 242-9523. At JXN Stump Solutions, we're rooted in service and driven to remove. The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, entrance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
On the IHSAA Sports Network, tonight's game brought to you by the Willow Creek Barn. Attention all engaged couples. Discover why the Willow Creek Barn has been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for 4 years in a row. Nestled just outside Frankfort, our venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities. We provide the perfect backdrop for your dream barn wedding. Start planning your unforgettable day. Visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. And one of our own, Sean Walker, was just recently, I should say about a month ago, partaking in a wedding. His daughter, now married, and that's a beautiful thing. And I guess, Coach, we can officially say that Sean Walker has hit the old age marker.
Yeah, there's no doubt when you go walk your daughter down the aisle, that makes you feel really old because you wonder, where did the time go? And I say that from experience because I have done that.
Well, we talk about where did the time go, and, well, it went all in favor of the Carroll Cougars as they had an offensive and defensive explosion in that first half. Let's get to our first half highlights. And it was all on the ground game from the first snap. You can see Cale Peters there. And if there was anything that Coach Blake Betzner could tell his kids is tuck in your shirts, as we saw a lot of shirt tackles. But here it was, the first touchdown by Wiles, first of two for Aiden Wiles.
Yeah, just a really nice job to set up the touchdown here. He runs a little, again, talk about that jump cut, nice little move. And then just off that isolation play with the wing back leading up inside, gets the first score for Carroll very quickly as they definitely took control of the game.
And then here's where Santa came into play. You could see 1, 2, 3 right in the hands of the defender, Jonathan Carey, the sophomore, and had nobody in front of him. And he got the recovery on the fumble and was able to punch it in for 6 himself. Missed that extra point as well. And then once again, Coach, number 3 just doing a lot of dirty work.
Yeah, Wiles is just such a tough runner. And, again, you watch him running through ankle tackles. He's not afraid of contact. And then he shows that little bit of burst right there and scores.
And now, might be, if there's a top 10, the mothership in Bristol better watch this, because watch Deaton on this one.
Yeah, this is a great run. You know, he does a nice job setting up his blocks. He gets outside. He's got his big lineman down the field, and then he cuts right across the grain, across from everybody, and then just outruns all those white shirts to the pylon.
And just a magnificent run. They called it a 48-yard touchdown, but the young man probably ran 110 for that one. And then, Coach, things got bad to worse on the special teams end.
Yeah, you know, you just got to have a good snap operation when you're punting the football, especially when you're backed up, and unfortunately that sailed right over his head for a safety.
And the quarterback, Cale Peters, got into the running action, as not only did he put in 6, but he would come back right after this and get the 2-point conversion to get 8 for the young number 16.
Yeah, and, you know, again, they fake the ball into Wiles up inside right there. Get the pulling guard out in front of him. And, you know, you've got to key on Wiles. He's already had a big night, and that opened up the edge for Peterson. Not only a touchdown, but the 2-point conversion.
And then he drops back, and he's done such a wonderful job on play action. Finds Landon Hammond on a perfect pitch and catch, and Hammond does the rest to score that final touchdown in the half. And then they would cap off with the field goal right here, and that's where we sit at 45-0, Coach.
Yeah, great poise, too, by Peters on that touchdown throw. For a team that's not going to throw the ball all that much, to drop back, have a big 250-pound defensive end coming at you, throw the football, take the hit, and, of course, you get the touchdown.
John Natali, Dale Carlson, Craig Mash, Adam, and Elijah Mash out at the field doing the camera work for us. The entire IHSAA Sports Network crew, we want to thank you for joining us on what is a beautiful Friday evening, the 2025 Bacon Bowl. Going to have Bacon Festival tomorrow and fair rides. And I guess, what is it that they serve? Oh, it's pork for the entire day.
Can't beat that. Pork, bacon, pork tenderloin, you name it, they're going to have it.
I'm not even seeing it or eating it. I'm already getting wider thinking about it. But that is something that they got going here at Carroll, and boy, not only are they getting the pork burgers, they see their Cougars out to a 45-0 advantage.
But you know what, those are, you know, you think about Indiana and you think about all the local festivals and the fact that, you know, I'm not originally from Indiana, but, you know, I coached at so many schools here in the state, but the time kind of split. I was here, I was gone, I came back, left, came back again. That's something that is so special about Indiana is all these local festivals, whether it's, you know, the pork industry is here with the Bacon Bowl here and the festival that they're having in the county tomorrow, or just all the other festivals that go on, the Popcorn Festival up in Van Buren, and it's just all those things. It's just the great part about Indiana.
We'll take one final break. We come back. We'll have, well, it'll be a quick 24 minutes of football the way that this thing's going. But you're watching the 2025 Bacon Bowl, Carroll and Delphi on the IHSAA Sports Network.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
.125 left for halftime. The Carroll Cougars up 45-0 against the Delphi Oracles in the 2025 Bacon Bowl, fighting for that Bacon Bowl skillet. And right now, I think it's cordially made its way a little bit over the half line towards the Carroll bench.
Yeah, I would say so. It's probably a little bit more than halfway. Of course, Carroll's had the skillet, so they don't have to give it up. I'm sure they've just got it sitting there someplace on the sideline. You know, it really is. It's a great thing to play. Really great thing to play in a trophy game, though, and you loved it. If you're the team that has had it, you want to keep it.
We've been talking about bacon and pork products all evening, but don't forget about steaks, because at Tier 1 Meat Company, they take pride in delivering locally sourced premium beef and pork, the kind of meat that honors the land, respects the craft, and fuels families with real flavor. From custom processing to mission-ready catering, we bring the firepower to elevate every meal and every moment. Founded by vets, Every cut is elite, and every customer is family. Step into Tier 1 at 128 West Catherine Street in Flora, or visit them online at tier1meatco.com. Saw that commercial for steaks, and you and I got a little hungry.
Oh,
those
no
JoJo's
kidding.
in the back, and
whew, no kidding. That talking about bacon and pork, you know.
Well, I know Greg Mash has probably already got us our Christmas boxes for Tier 1 Meat Company coming our way. Put the bug in his ear here on September 12th. McAtee, handoff straight up the middle. That's Reynolds. And Coach, they've done this when they hand off. They just go straight up the middle. They're getting 4 or 5 yards of carry, but they just go away from it.
Yeah, you know, again, your game is built on you know, throwing the football, and this nice little quick trap play. But when you're down, you know, 45-0, and your team that only averages somewhere around 3 yards of carry, a little bit more than 3 yards of carry, it's going to be difficult, you know, to make anything happen here running the football. I think they still have to run their offense.
2nd and 7. Another handoff to Reynolds. Tries to go the outside, but he's met by 3 blue jerseys. No gain on that play. It'll be 3rd and long.
Of course, and that's the other rough part too, is when your starting running back has been is out with a knee injury. If you're Delphi, you know, it just makes it a little bit harder to run the football.
Talking about the senior Brett Huffman, who Coach, you mentioned the multi-sport athletes. That kid is a phenomenal baseball player. He's already getting looks, but he's out with a meniscus injury. He's kind of week to week, so they hope they get number 22 back in the lineup soon. McAtee in the gun. Gonna fire over the middle and in and out of the hands. Boy.
Pass incomplete.
Brody Ray didn't put the stickum on those gloves.
He almost came up with a pick right here. You know, trying to run just a little bit of a slant route. The ball, McAtee threw it a little bit too far out in front. Again, if you look, he had a player in the flat, and you know, probably should have just taken the flat throw, see if they could get the first down there, and not try and force one in there that could get picked.
That's a good punt by Logan Smith. Gets it in the air, and it's fielded at the 30. But Deaton breaks a tackle and then falls forward just in front of the 50 to the 47-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10. And now, for those who might be just joining us, watching, of course, all the other games that are on the IHSAA Sports Network tonight, if you're coming over to the Carroll and Delphi Bacon Bowl, the clock is moving, and high school rules, once you get to 35 points, whether that's the first or second half, the clock will continue to move even during incomplete passes. The only thing where it actually stops is during timeouts, right, Coach?
Timeouts, and, of course, at the penalty or at the break at the quarter. Noah IHSAA actually had a chance to make good open field tackle there. Deaton made a miss and picked up a few extra yards on the punt return. And, you know, we can see right now, and I thought I saw Reed Hayden warming up to come in a quarterback spot, and it looks like Carroll's doing some substitution here.
So Reed Hayden spells Cale Peters, who had a great night. Hayden just a freshman, so he's going to get some valuable minutes here in the second half, up 45-0.
Yeah, you certainly like to, in a game like this, have an opportunity to play your backup players, and especially to get your backup quarterback a chance to get some reps. And you know, Hayden's only a freshman, and so for him to get some reps here, give Peters a blow, let him you know, not get hit, get beat up, because they're going to have some big games coming down the road. Carroll will. Just let Hayden take some snaps and get some experience.
And taken down in the – oh, he got away from the tackle, but then wrapped up immediately. On the second effort, Isaiah Frost.
Yeah, Isaiah Frost has been making some big plays on defense, and now he's getting a chance to run the football as well, as we're setting down you know, so many of the starters for Carroll. But if you're Delphi, it doesn't matter who's out there playing, whether it's the first team, the backups. You want to see your players playing hard, playing through the whistle, making some big plays, which they just did here with another TFL. This is something that if you're the Delphi staff, you want to see your guys playing hard.
Anthony Manchester in the backfield, number 20. Direction, and that's our guy, Jonathan Carey, who's just having an overall great game. Big chunky yardage there. Past the 50, it'll be a first down for the Cougars.
Yeah, again, just running the counter play right here. You see all those blue jerseys out in front of Carey, and he's able to get some big yards and make a nice run for a first down.
Good block from Brady Ray on that sideline to allow Carey to get a few extra yards. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 40. Clock continues to run. 45-0, Cougars over the Oracles. Handoff. That's Manchester. Makes a good move into a cut and gets to about the 34-yard line. Gain of 6. Good run.
Yeah, very nice run by Manchester. You know, just what you like to see right here is his pads going forward, but he's able to make a couple of cuts. And again, there's some missed arm tackles in there for Delphi, but you know, the backups here for Carroll are making a statement here as well.
Want to give credit to our producer Greg Manch. He's noticed that during this entire game is that Carroll always falling forward. They're not getting pushed back. They're not falling east and west. Is that every time they have the football and getting tackled, they're getting an extra 1-2 yards because they're falling forward.
Yeah, you know, I talked about that a little bit in the first half. You know, when you're going to make tackles, you know, you can see the Delphi defenders just are not lowering the shoulder, running their feet. They're diving at ankles, diving at legs. And those are the things that when you work your tackling circuits during the week, you don't want to see. You know, you want to see defenders upright, driving a ball carrier to the ground, not diving at legs. And unfortunately, Delphi's done too much of that tonight.
The smallest guy in the field, Anthony Manchester, is doing some damage here on the ground. Just a freshman, 5'9", 135. I think that's what my leg weighs.
Well, maybe by the time he's a senior, he'll get himself up to that 5'9", 190 that Wiles is.
Just a freshman, so Coach Betzner has 3 more years of him. Here he is again, makes a cut to the outside, taken down from the backside. That was good pressure from McElrath, Ethan, the junior.
And just run to the double wing side, run to the power side, and just get good push. And, you know, letting those young backs get some experience in here. You can see Carroll's left some of their starting offensive linemen in. And you know what? When you've got your freshman quarterback in there and these young backs, you know, let them run behind those good linemen so that they do get that experience as to what it's like to see those holes, to make those plays and to go.
There's a snap. And straight up the middle. That was Jonathan Carey again. So Carey with the carry. And is there a penalty on the play?
Well, yeah, we got a little illegal motion. You know, that's, you got your young kids in there, and you know, they're a little eager. They want to try and make something happen. You know, Carey's already had a big game, and unfortunately, he just jumped the snap count there. So we've got a procedure penalty against Carroll.
Not only are we doing the game here on ISC, 3 other games that the network is doing around Central Indiana. Lawrence North up 42-14 against North Central, and then Princeton and Washington tied at 14s at the half, and then the big one. Over, well, just east of us, west of us, it's Brownsburg, 34-24 over Avon. That's a great one. Man in motion. Little counter play, and there's Carey again running to the outside and got to the 20s. Forward momentum will keep him there, but I believe he got enough for the first down.
Yeah, it was a really strong run by Carey on the counter play. Again, nice job of ball handling in the backfield by Carroll, and Carey just with a nice, strong run.
He just came up a yard short. So it'll be 4th and 1. And just probably as they've done all game, Coach is going to put the helmet down, grab the lunch pail, and go straight up the middle.
They're just gonna get right after Delphi right here.
Hayden under center. And he's going to run it to the left side, and he's going to get tracked down. Logan Smith came up to nullify that. Great play from the senior. And a turnover on downs for the Cougars.
Yeah, Delphi really needed to get a stop here. It doesn't really matter, as I said earlier, which group they're playing against. And this is standard play. They pull the guard, try and get the quarterback out on the perimeter. And this time Delphi does a great job getting penetration there by West, and then finishing the play off for a good stop here.
Credit to Logan Smith. He's had a pretty decent night tonight.
And I'm sorry, that was Weston Brown who had the initial force there. Didn't quite make the play, but set his buddies up to make the TFL.
Logan Smith has a teammate in Western Brown. They both play basketball for head coach Chad Pulver. And McAtee and Reynolds in the backfield. Two receivers to the left. And that clock continues to run. 1st and 10. And finally, the personnel is on the field. And here we go. McAtee drops back, has plenty of time, moves up in the pocket, throws it over the middle. And good defensive play there. Levi Stevens able to come around and hey, well, that was kind of enjoyable. Corbin Butler and Levi Stevens went up together, and Stevens hit the deck.
Yeah, really good coverage by Stevens. He does a nice job tracking the post route right here, and looks like he might be beat, but at the last minute he reads Logan Smith's eyes, gets his head turned around, puts his hand on the ball, knocks it away.
With that running clock, that will be the last play of the third quarter. Carroll doesn't get on the board, but it's still 45-0. There's 12 more minutes of football coming up. It's Carroll and Delphi, the 2025 Bacon Bowl, right here on the IHSAA Sports Network.
If you haven't signed up for Mintel Fiber Optic Internet from Mulberry Telecommunications, then you're missing out. We have various packages to choose from and speeds up to a gig. Not to mention each package includes a Wi-Fi 6 wireless router and access to our Mintel Smart Home app, giving you complete control of your network backed by our award-winning customer service. Go ahead and dance till your heart's content in whatever reality you want, even if it's virtual. Mulberry Telecommunications offering the best gig in town. Sign up today at Mintel.net and experience the Mintel difference.
Day and Ginda Funeral Home, proudly putting family first, strives to care and honor the families of Clinton and Carroll County in ways that share the loved one's story. In our effort to serve your family at the highest of quality, we have added our own crematories, one for your loved one and another crematory for your furry family members. Contact us for information on how we can serve your family. Day and Ginda Funeral Home, putting family first.
Back on the campus, Carroll High School, Lambert Field, home of the 2025 Bacon Bowl. John Natali and Dale Carlson with you on what has been a beautiful night weather-wise, and porkalicious, as we can call it. But, Dale, it's been all Carroll.
It's been all Carroll. And, you know, we said at the top of the broadcast, if Carroll can control the line of scrimmage and get their running game going, they're going to be awfully tough to stop, and that's exactly what they've done tonight. So now we have 12 more minutes to go.
McAtee thought about throwing long. Now he does, over the middle and off the hands of Keegan Elliott.
It looked like he was trying to get the ball to Weston Brown down the field and kind of double clutched it. Ended up trying to get it to Elliott, his tight end, coming across the field. Just wasn't able to make the connection.
Elliott, another one of those baseball players, actually led the area in strikeouts last year. He's got himself quite the arm.
See, doesn't he? And he's a really good receiver. I mean, Elliott's got over 200 yards in receptions, and I think he's got like 5 touchdown passes on the season.
3rd and 10. The clock continues to run. 45-0. Cougars over the Oracles. And still some communication problems on the team in white and gold. There's a snap. A little pitch to the outside. That's Weston Brown. Has some room in the middle. Makes a cut to the right side. And good gain from McAtee to Brown. That'll be an Oracles first down.
Yeah, early in the game they ran a little outside screen to the running back. This time they fake the outside screen to the running back and take Weston Brown coming back inside on the tunnel screen. for a really nice gain, the longest play of the night for Delphi.
Good cloak move by Josh Reynolds on the other side, kind of diverting that defense to look at him, and it was Brown over the middle. Here's McAtee. To the left side, it's coming near us. Breaks a tackle, and then taken down the 45 across the 50.
This little quarterback pitcher keep option play. Looks like McAtee got hurt right there. He's gimping off the field, or he's trying to get the call. I'm not sure.
It's Corbin Butler who came up to meet him. Number 27.
Looks like his ankle.
Yeah, that left ankle.
Ankle or knee got caught underneath. I guess he just ran over to get the call. He's going to stay in the game. It's going to be something for the Delphi coaches to watch, though, because you sure hate to see McAtee get hurt in a game like this.
Yep, the senior still in the ball game. Drops back. Lots of time. Now fires over the middle. Has Brown to the 30, 20. That's a big body to take down the 6'4". Weston Brown, the sophomore, gets a big chunky yardage. And for the first time in this one, the Oracles in the red zone, 1st and 10.
Yeah, nice job. Pass protection right here. This is the most time McAtee's had to throw the football all night. He did a nice job looking the defense off, coming back to find Brown across the field, and he got that big body, ran through a couple arm tackles, and so hopefully Delphi can put some points on the board.
Let's see what the Oracles can do. There's a snap. McAtee. And there's Brown again. They tried that same play, this time not as successful.
Yeah, Delphi or Carroll was sitting on the little tunnel screen this time. And it's a good thing that Brown held on to this, because this was almost a fumble.
Yeah, tripped up. Couldn't get the feet moving. 2nd and goal from the 8. McAtee, Reynolds behind him. Approaching the 8-minute mark. Here's McAtee, quick toss, and there's a touchdown. Logan Smith.
Yeah, Logan Smith's the leading receiver on the team. Although I think that might be his first touchdown reception of the season. Yeah, even though he's leading the team with 14 catches, that's his first touchdown for the 2025 season. Good job on the slant route. Got the ball out quick. Good route, touchdown, and now, you know, the good thing is here, if you're Delphi, we've got some points on the board. We're not going to get shut out, and we showed that we can get our offense moving and get down the field and score.
The leading vote getter is team captain. Comes up with 6 points. And Delphi on the board. Approaching the 7-minute mark in the 4th quarter.
It looks like they had trouble finding the tee there on the sideline for the extra point.
And another mishandle on the snap. McElrath, if they can bring the big man down, it took about 17, including the sideline, to bring him down, but they do get him. And they don't get the 2 or the extra point, so Delphi will kick off down 45-6.
Yeah, I just hate again to see bad execution on this snap and the hold right there. Big man almost took it in, and as you said, they took the whole sideline to bring him down.
Here's the touchdown. McAtee to Logan Smith. Just a quick pitch and catch. Easy.
Yeah, you watch McAtee right there. He knew that he had the coverage that he wanted. He had the look he wanted with trips to the right side, one-on-one to the boundary. And he just set his feet, delivered the football, and it was an easy pitch and catch for a touchdown.
One of the better stories on the Delphi sideline is that Ethan McElrath's dad is on the coaching staff, but went to Carroll and won a state title with the Cougars.
Well, a lot of times that happens when you play for one school and then all of a sudden you're coaching at the other. But it's good to have coaches on your staff that know what it takes to win, and not that Delphi hasn't won games, because they have in the past, even though they're having a tough night tonight. But it's nice to have coaches on your staff that have won championships.
They have the one state championship, and that's when Pops played back in '95. Also have 8 sectional championships, 2 regional championships, and 2 semi-state championships. End over end. This ball may find its way out of bounds, and it does. So there comes the flag. That'll be 15 yards.
Yeah, good move by Carey just to let that ball go out of bounds, not try and pick that up and field it.
Delphi, the only title that they have is a sectional title, and you have to go way back in a time, and I'm just going to date myself right here. Rock and Roll Over by Kiss was released in 1977.
Let's see, 1977. I was a senior in college.
I actually wasn't born yet.
Now you're really making me feel old, John.
This game was a lot closer last year, and it was held on Friday the 13th, so almost a year ago to the date, as it was Carroll 24-21. Got a little out of hand in that first half, and Carroll has yet to score. Delphi just put a touchdown on the board.
And now you can see Carroll has emptied the bench a little bit. They've got all their young offensive linemen in here now, which is a really good move by the Carroll coaching staff. Get those guys some experience, but don't get the starters out there to just roll down the field and roll up Delphi.
Manchester got ripped down by Isaiah Frost, who's also a very, very good wrestler, and you could kind of see it on that takedown there. The Carroll faithful didn't like it. Was it a 2-point takedown? What is that?
Yeah, give him two.
Sure.
But it was a great. it was a good clean play. He's physical, threw him to the ground, but that's football.
2nd and 15, under the 6-minute mark on the running clock. There's a snap, and there's a pitch to the outside. That's Carson Schuler, the freshman. And just when I thought that Manchester was the smallest guy in the field, Carson Schuler comes in, 5'7", 125 as a freshman.
Yeah, Isaiah Frost really came down here and made a big physical tackle on the freshman, which you would expect. An upper-class lineman who's also a tremendous wrestler is going to come and make a big hit on the freshman. But that's all part of being a freshman and learning how to play the game. Is you're going to get hit when you're in these cleanup situations here, and they still have some starters out there, and it's a good experience here for the Carroll youngsters.
And if up the middle, that's Manchester again fighting forward. Only at 135, but still gets those good chunk yards.
But I think that's the expectation in the Carroll football program, and one of the reasons that they've been so successful is that the philosophy doesn't change. It doesn't matter how big you are. This is what we do. This is how we play football. And even though Manchester didn't get the first down there, he still got a nice gain. And it's, again, great experience for him to be playing out here on a Friday night, not in the JV or the freshman games.
Oh, forces a punt. First one for the Cougars this evening with 4 minutes left in the fourth. Takes his time, and that was not a good punt. And a little bit of a Cougar bounce. It'll make its way to the 33-yard line. And Delphi will probably be able to eat up all this clock. And maybe they can put another touchdown on the board.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I thought he almost missed that kick. Just got a little bit of piece of it and let it roll down the field. But let's see if Delphi can move the ball, get another touchdown, and at least get out of here with a couple of scores.
So next Friday is the Oracles will host Tri-Central at Delphi. That game will start at 7 o'clock. And then the Cougars will head out to Eastern Greentown for a 7 o'clock start next Friday, September 19th.
That could be a really good matchup. Both the teams can really run the football, and I think that could be a real telltale game for both of those football teams about their success going forward.
Rylan Robertson into the ball game now. Handoff straight up the middle. And we have seen number 28, Isaiah Arnett, quite a bit. And he gets a carry and gets a good chunk of yardage on first down.
The Carroll Athletic Boosters and Athletic Department would like to thank corporate sponsors, Real Family Funeral Home, Indiana.
Tonight's game brought to you by Wamplers Disposal Service and Recycling, a place where recycling always makes sense. Please call Wamplers at 659-3721 for all your trash, recycling, and scrap needs. Wamplers Disposal Service and Recycling, family owned since 1948. Pitch to the outside. Oh, and it was mishandled. Ball on the ground. Fortunately picked up and now squirts away. Spins and gets past the 42-yard line. Good concentration from Isaiah Arnett to pick up the problem and make something of it.
Yeah, that's a really nice play by Arnett. Quarterback pitch or keep, and you just would like to see the pitch get out in front of him. Unfortunately, it didn't. Arnett, though, right on the ball and almost got a first down.
A 3rd and 1, which looked like disaster, but Arnett able to pick it up and scooch his way forward to leave it 3rd and short. Under a minute 45 left. Running clock. Robertson hands up the middle. That's Arnett again, and met in the backfield at the 29-yard line. Loss of 5 on the play.
Lanham on the tackle.
Yeah, great job by Colt Lanham getting penetration. And again, you saw the tackle, just stood him up and then drove him straight back. Great technique. Nice tackle for loss.
Want to thank JXN Stump Solutions. Tired of unsightly tree stumps ruining your yard? Well, let them take care of it. They've got the equipment and experience to get the job done right. They offer 3 tiers of service that will rejuvenate your yard. All competitive, budget-friendly rates. Call 765-242-9523 today for a free estimate. JXN Stump Solutions. Rooted in service, driven to remove. Here's Robertson under some pressure. He's got to get rid of that football. And what will they call it here? Was his arm going forward? It was not a turnover. And look at the size of that kid. I think he came down from Bloomington. My goodness. Judah Pitts, the sophomore, 6'5", 275, soaking wet.
Yeah, that's been the one thing that you see the difference between the two schools is Carroll's got some big linemen, and they've got some younger big linemen as well. So great job by Carroll tonight, and looks like they're just going to let the clock run.
They're going to let the clock run out. But give credit to also another small one. My goodness, Dixon Ayers, number 4, came in the backfield to break up that play and cause a fumble. And, Coach, that skillet is going to stay in Flora.
Flora and Carroll are going to be making bacon tomorrow in the skillet. They've won the Bacon Bowl again.
We're going to take a break. We'll wrap things up. It was the 2025 Bacon Bowl, controlled by the Carroll Cougars, 45-6 over the Delphi Oracles. We'll be back in a second on the IHSAA Sports Network.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
In this town, game day starts long before kickoff. It's the work behind the scenes that makes champions. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we prep with the same focus, discipline, and pride as the hometown heroes we feed. From our block to your block, fuel every victory. Tier 1 Meat Company. Mission, feed the fans. Standard, champion quality. Scan the QR code for a game day upgrade.
Your 2025 Bacon Bowl champions. They keep the skillet in Flora, and you saw the whole thing right here on the IHSAA Sports Network. John Natale, Dale Carlson. Our post-game show brought to you by the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. And, Coach, from the first snap of the ball game, it was pound the ground, and that's exactly what Carroll did the entire 48 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Carroll has just been known as a team that's going to run some more. And, you know, if it's a closer game, maybe they're going to try and catch a napping a little bit throwing the football, but they didn't have to do that tonight. And they were just able to take control of the line of scrimmage, both on offense and defense. They shut Delphi down, and then they just rolled them up running the football.
Our player of the game brought to you by the Frankfurt Eagles, none other than the young senior, 5'9", number 3, Aiden Wiles, with 2 scores on the ground.
Yeah, Aiden Wiles, not only with the 2 scores, but just his physical presence, running over people, lowering his shoulder. getting a lot of big yards to keep drives going, big yards to set up other scores. Just had a great night tonight running the football.
Tonight's game brought to you in parts by Day and Genda Funeral Home, putting family first. Mulberry Telecommunications, the best gig in town. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. Frankfurt Eagles Post 976, people helping people. And the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. It was a picturesque setting in Flora, Indiana tonight. From a broadcast partner, the coach, Daryl Carlson, Greg, Adam, and Elijah, I'm John Natali. Want to thank you for tuning into the IHSAA Sports Network tonight. We'll be somewhere next week. We'll give you 4 games. Make sure you tune in. Again, our final from Flora, Indiana, Lambert Field. It's the Carroll Cougars 45, the Delphi Oracles 6. Congratulations to Carroll. You are the winner of the 2025 Bacon Bowl. Have a great night, everybody.
If you haven't signed up for Mintel Fiber Optic Internet from Mulberry Telecommunications, then you're missing out. We have various packages to choose from and speeds up to a gig. Not to mention each package includes a Wi-Fi 6 wireless router and access to our Mintel Smart Home app, giving you complete control of your network backed by our award-winning customer service. Go ahead and dance till your heart's content in whatever reality you want, even if it's virtual. Mulberry Telecommunications offering the best gig in town. Sign up today at Mintel.net and experience the Mintel difference.